What's up? There's the video of a training session that I did with my team about a month ago on how to get people to listen to you on the phone. The challenge we faced, obviously, whenever you're on the phone with the lead, you're opening this app saying, hey, so you guys, responded to our ad or responded to our email, etc. And you lose a lot of meetings. Losing meetings means losing show ups. Losing show ups means losing sales. We don't like to lose sales, so here's what we did. Here's the kind of feedback I gave to my guys, and I want to share it with you so that you can also implement that anytime. And this is applicable to nearly any business because I've worked in like about 3 cold calling jobs in all the different niches: IT, cybersecurity, marketing, B2B, like software marketing, software development, all kinds of stuff. But in this case, we're focusing strictly on SMMA, which is social media marketing agency services. All right, let's go. So yeah, I listened to some calls, like especially from latest no shows and like sets. I have some notes, have some feedback. Uh, who wants to like be first? I'm just gonna kind of like comment. Probably have you some write down some stuff. Maybe we can even role play shit.
We can go first if you want.
Yeah, definitely. I don't
Okay.
mind.
Cool. So in the old ones, what I had is to stop asking like time zone and just Google the area code,
Yeah.
implement it. Perfect. Another thing was about highlighting the pre-call video more because it's a big thing. Also done. Perfect. I'm actually crossing that out because I have like a doc where I'm like writing down the call recordings, making notes, and then highlight the ones that we need to like implement to be like, okay, I'm listening your calls to like look for these things. You can do that too for yourself, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, so one of the recent ones, Alex Asfuri, the ones that I'm like about to have the third meeting with.
Yeah.
So in the very beginning, he was like, "Hey, this is Alex," right? So when did you hear that? If you don't remember, that's fine. But like, do you generally hear people right away, or do you have like a delay or something?
Now I usually hear them right away.
Right. So whenever someone says their name, hey, this is, X, no need to ask the name again because it's kind of, again, it hasn't thrown him off, but some people will be like, what the fuck, why? Um,
Yeah.
and then yeah, you spent quite a bit of time explaining him, company name, who you are, just because you weren't clear enough, like he didn't understand you. Question, because I haven't listened to like all the calls from past weeks yet. Do people get confused and ask who you are and like other shit like company name or re-ask you for things like in the beginning often or no?
That's actually a good question. I wouldn't say it's often. I wouldn't say it's often, but it's usually has to do with like more the email or when did they do it or something like that. You see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the ones like this and some of the other ones that I listen to where people they just kind of get confused, they don't really understand. Because imagine you call someone up, they don't really expect stuff. If you are not clear and strong enough on it, they will be like, "Who are you?" Like, what? Because they maybe expect a customer to call, right?
Oh yeah.
So like right off the bat, thing number one that I've been practicing, literally just sitting down like and practicing the opener in a way that, again, it's very simple. Like in the beginning, it's always, hey Alex, like if they said, hey, this is Alex, you're just, hey Alex, this is Lee. Saw that you guys responded to our email about XYZ. Am I catching you at a bad time? Right? If you say this slowly enough, not too slow, obviously, clearly enough, there's not going to be a question. If they're like, what email? That's a whole different thing. What I'm talking about is, oh, who are you? Wait, what's the company? No, because they don't understand. You might be like, hey, this is Lee, and I saw, and you just go into it like too quickly, maybe not being clear enough, and they don't
Hmm.
understand. So what you can do for this is have this like kind of like exaggerated practice where you're like sitting down by yourself, not on the call, and like, hey, this is Lee. I'm calling. I saw you guys responded to our email. Like, actually move your mouth like a lot because especially when I was working with the guys that are, English is not their first language, which is all of our case here, is you use
Yeah.
mouth movements from your language when speaking English, which fucks everything up. So in English, the way they speak is like very. they open their mouth a lot, like it's going very wide and your sounds are becoming clear. So
Okay.
you can practice that. It's literally just something that will help you like not get stuck in the beginning. Because I also assumed that, if I go in there and we listen to the calls that aren't like sets or like some no-shows, there are gonna be a lot of people that just didn't understand shit and like hung up or call didn't go.
Mm, 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 mm.
Is that right?
Nah,
Like, has that happened to you, I guess, or not really?
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Now that you mention it,
Right.
that's something I also took note when I was comparing the calls between me and Matthew. The way he said it
Yeah.
like more
So
slowly.
exactly. So one thing is about being slow for me, just because of the way you speak, for example, it is a little bit hard to like understand actually. My best guess is the mouth movements because I don't really know what South African like is and how you speak it, but I assume it's the same as like in my case, you barely move your mouth. It's very like like very quick, very, you know, again, English, I told you, they speak like that. They're like that. They drop the jaw, all that stuff. So you can just practice this, it'll be easier. Yeah, listening to like the calls even that I dropped in the very beginning, same thing. Like it's just very clear part of the name. So you guys responded to the email about XYZ. Am I catching it about time?
Or just
That's
copy
it.
me.
Or what?
Or he can just copy me.
Well, that's what you say, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, with him and also the other calls that I listened to, you weren't able to finish the frame. It's a very good thing when people are cooperating and you're like, hey, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Before I get into all that, do you mind if I ask you a few questions to make sure we can help you out? They're like, yeah, that's cool, right? You still want to at least maybe shorten that part, but you need to say that you will tell them, about what we do, how we get paid, and all that. The
Hmm.
reason being, everything in the sales process has to serve them. Sure, we do need to ask questions. That's why we say that. But at the very end of the day, I already told you it's not an interview. They don't like talk to you to answer your questions. No, they talk to you because they want to know how much it costs. What do you do? Who are you? That's why it's important to say that, yeah, like once everything checks out, I'm gonna like tell you exactly what we do, who are we, how we get paid, all that stuff. Is that cool? Sure. If like you don't have to make it like, you know, ignoring, look like you're ignoring them. But you still need to say that because in like actually like 3 out of 4 the calls that I listened to, you didn't. Like they just say yes and you go into questions. Um, so that's this part. Overall qualification, like asking questions, both of you guys are doing really good. Like you're going even above because in the script there is what like, um what are you guys doing to get jobs, right? What kinds of projects you handle, how far you go from location, and you're going a little deeper into those things, like asking maybe, if they talk about the marketing, you will ask something more about like what exactly or something like this. Really good. I don't have any really comments about qualification. Opener, Lee, opener and ending, and then for Matt, like I'll explain the ending. Really are the biggest things. That's where, because you guys are booking meetings. It's just there, a lot of them are no showing, and this is where the ending comes in. Okay, so as far as the opener part, Lee, are you clear on everything? Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Maybe you want to role play any of that?
Nah, I think I got it. I think I got it.
Okay, yeah, again, do your own, practice, maybe like learn some things, but overall, it's not supposed to be this way. I've had that a lot of times. Then I'm just like, what's going on? Like, do I say something bad? Like, they just don't understand. Like, what the fuck, right? And then, a few days passes, I start speaking like slightly differently, everything fixes. So, just for FYI that you can control it.
Okay.
Now, ending with that same guy, Alex, for some reason it wasn't clear enough to me also like this part of like what do we do. So if I go to the script, I just want to explain for you, for both of you guys actually, like the parts. So I mentally divided it into parts, right? So when you're like perfect, that all actually sounds good, let me just gather the notes I've been taking during the call and I'll put together I'll have my partner put together like a simple personalized game plan for you just based on what's working in the area. Little pause. That's the first part. Don't have to wait for anything, just let them process it. Because if you just start like going out through the whole thing, it's confusing, it's tiring because people do not pick up, they don't understand the first part. Then The next part is explaining what do we do. The reason we say, and while I have you here, just to justify this, because if you just go into it right away, it's kind of weird. You're just like rambling, literally. Uh, while I have you here, also, it's almost like you almost forgot about it. You're like, yeah, and I'm gonna have my partner put together like a personalized game plan for you. Sounds really good. You come in very confident with it, and then you're like, oh, and while I have you here, also, just a bit more about what we actually do. So that this part, then since we
Wait, is
specialize,
that a tennis ball?
yeah, I stole it from some dog like in some reservoir. We were just swimming, and I was like, shit, take
Oh
that.
my
I want to
gosh.
have that ball. Um, just took a second to bring back to this. The part when you almost forgot, and while I
Mhm.
have you here, just a bit more about what we actually do, right? Because most of them would be fine, not even hearing that, but like you still want to say it because that leads you up to the meeting. So since we specialize in multiple platforms, we just, find the one that's working best, getting you guys the jobs, that they listed. From there, I think the email about said about that too. We just make sure that those are going to be exclusive to you and that they're within your service area. Uh, all makes sense? Yes, cool. Pricing. So, let me see if I actually wrote that down. Maybe somewhere,
They're
not
like really
here.
cooperative. I just skip that part. But if I feel like they have some concerns, then I go over the pricing.
It's Look, with performance-based offer, it's a very good selling point to say we're working based on performance. So you guys, we don't get paid up front. And yeah, I noticed you skip that. And part of my comments to you will be to just come back to the script and follow exactly what's there. It's there
Okay.
for a reason. And if we end up getting people that aren't doing good with it, maybe, sometimes there will be a person who like, if you're gonna go in the pricing, they're gonna like start asking how much exactly or like whatever shit. That case, you might want to push it all in the meeting and be like, so I don't like transparently, I just don't have a quote for you because we just spoke for a few minutes. We do need to do some prep, go through the area, etc. And I'm gonna put the note down, make sure that Alex, gets to the numbers as soon as possible for you. Next question, moving on. Like, but yeah, I mean, would that be, like a total waste of time to like meet at the computer like tomorrow, the day after? This. I'll get to you, Matt. So now I just want to like explain these parts to Lee. You also listen up because that's part of what I'm going to be talking to you as well. But I want to hear feedback as well on this. Uh, got the confirm that the process wise they're all clear. Maybe they'll ask a question or whatever. It's not a problem. Okay, cool. In regard to pricing, we work based on performance. Just literally going through this. No need to like try to make it over complicated. It's just a simple part. And then from there, usually what we do from here is just schedule a Zoom video conversation that you guys know. So I approach it as like parts. You do need to make small pauses there because otherwise they're just gonna not understand. They're gonna get tired and bored with you. And like again, it's part of that affects the show rate because if they don't understand why they need to show up, they won't. Um, and you did a really good job. So what I wrote down is that when he asked you like, how are you guys unique? Because they're looking at different companies and shit, and like you told him about lead qualification, which is exactly because there is like no magic. Like even someone is trying to like ask me a question about some, I don't know, whatever magical stuff, I'll literally say that like it's as simple as that. It all comes down to getting you guys estimates consistently. Platforms, sure, we have all the tech set up, the AI, we use all that, but at the end of the day, it's following the process, qualifying them, actually talking to them live, booking them in for you. That's it. It makes sense to most of people. If someone wants some like robotic AI magical thing, well, so be it. It's gonna be like one out of 100. Um, and then yeah, so far all clear
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
about
definitely.
yeah, cool. Now when I'll listen to more calls and also understand if it's a problem with him specifically, it sounded a little bit weak when you were scheduling him. You're saying, usually what we do from here is just schedule a Zoom meeting and whatever.
Okay.
The whole point why I started calling it Zoom video conversation is to set the frame. It's not a meeting presentation or like some sales call. It's a conversation, right? And like I even say, we keep it old school and like to have face to face, like all these things. It's something most of contractors like because they're this way. So that's another thing when you want to just come back to the script and be more of like, okay, cool. So usually what we do from here is schedule a Zoom video conversation with my partner Alex. Or like Matt says, I'm gonna pair you up with my partner Alex, kind of thing.
Wait, so who is this for? We or me?
It's for Lee. It's for Lee in that exact
Oh,
call. He said
okay,
it as
got
like
you.
usually what we do from here is just schedule a Zoom meeting. Early on, Lee, you had this thing when you in the frame, you're like, hey, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? And then if everything checks out, I'll, tell you what we do. It's dry. Like there are some things that are important to say. They create this whole picture and idea of like, okay, it's for me. It's seamless. It's flowing good, right? So that's why I have it written up in this way. And again, you do need to say it in your own way. However, there are things that need to be said specifically, just like with the frame. When you start off and saying that, hey, before I get into this, do you mind asking a few questions to make sure we can help you out? Then if everything checks out, because if it will not check out, there is no need to yap about anything. I'll give you the full rundown on who we are, how we get paid, all that. It's like compressed. It has so much, information in it, and it makes them feel like it serves them. Same thing with the Zoom conversation. Nobody like they would rather get a price from you here on the phone. Like if you just say, we schedule a Zoom meeting, it just kind of drags them. But nobody like wants to just because they've been there. Like they've talked to different marketing companies. The market is saturated, all that shit, right? That's why you want
You
to
have to give them a reason to get on the call.
exactly. You want to make it meaningful. Having a Zoom conversation, old school, face to face, it's meaningful. Just hey, usually we schedule a Zoom meeting, it's faceless. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's literally about saying a few different things and also keeping it simple, right?
Yeah.
And then also when asking for the time, there is a kind of like almost a framework that I follow in my mind, but overall you got to ask exactly, do you have some time at the computer tomorrow or the day after? The point being, you need to ask two things otherwise, because in this case, for example, I see you're asking just for the time. If you do so, because there are people that just do so, you have to get the computer commitment. They have to be on the computer. These guys showed up when they were driving on the phone. Why? Well, partly because some people just will do this, but the biggest thing is you never even said about that. So
Mhm.
they technically didn't do anything wrong. You either have to ask two separate questions, which is retarded, about time and computer. I put it all in one question. I say, do you have some time at the computer tomorrow or the next day? One question, very good. And also, two, whenever you can, like when you ask, is there any reason you guys wouldn't be able to make it? You say, is there any reason you guys wouldn't be able to make it at the computer on that day and time? Right? You want to emphasize it. Like they need to understand they have to be at the computer. Um, yeah, because from the phone, I've closed deals from the phone, but overall people are not showing up on the phone to be closed. They're most times they're doing something else. They're in between of
It's not
something.
that serious enough on the
That's not,
phone.
yes, you don't want that to
It
happen.
is possible, but it's way more difficult.
Yeah, like I will take a meeting on the phone when they're literally sitting by their computer. They say something doesn't work or whatever, but I know they conceptually showed up on their computer. It's just they're on the phone right now. If they're just on the phone, it's not gonna work. And after you schedule that guy, so that did you maybe write that down, or maybe you will come back to the recording and hear about that, Lee?
Can you repeat?
What I asked is, did you maybe write this down, or how do you mark it for yourself that, the biggest kind of like improvements I'd say that you need to make here with the calls?
Oh, did I write everything down that you just said? Are you asking that?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not understanding your question. Are you asking if I wrote the everything you said down?
Not necessarily everything I said, but like the at least bullet points of what you need
Oh
to
yeah,
work.
yeah,
I'm
definitely,
not just
definitely.
rambling here on this. I'm actually giving feedback that we will need to implement and when I'm going to be listening to the calls, down the line, I'm going to be looking for these things, and they need to be implemented because it's important.
Yeah. I'm literally
Yeah.
writing them down as you're saying it.
Yeah. Again, I will drop the recording too.
Yeah.
And after you scheduled him, you didn't quite follow the process. Like you kind of asked for the partner and it was quite dry, right?
Hmm.
Coming back to what I said about, frame, like Zoom video conversation, all these things, there are things that sound salesy. If you say, hey, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Salesy as fuck. Like you don't justify it. There is no reason behind it. You're just like someone who called them to ask questions and sell them. Like nobody wants to do that. Same thing here, right? If you just say, is there any partners? It sounds like, we need all the decision makers so that we can close you guys on one call. Again, this is a part meant to sound like it helps them, like it's for them. You see that I ask partners through the video question because if you like, it has to be strong. They have to actually think about the question, answer it, but it doesn't have to be long. So again, if we come back to the script, the way I ask this is, okay, first of all, like sweet, like once you pick the time, is like, cool, I'm gonna, send you that Zoom link. And also too, the reason it's written in this way, another moment when you like almost forgot, you're like, oh, and I actually have a video for you to learn more before our conversation. Would you be able to watch it? Also, make a little pause, make the question really strong, right? And when I say really strong, I don't mean like exaggerated. I just mean like make pause, help them, process what you said. Like that's even when you speak with anyone, it's not about sales. When you speak with anyone, you have to give people time to process things. Um, then they say, yes, I'll be able to watch it. Or like the guy asked you how long it is. Or no, it wasn't Matt call. Yeah, no, it's just
Wait,
very
how
short,
long is it actually? Because I
like
said
10
10 to
minutes, like
15 minutes.
11 minutes or something. Yeah, like
Yeah.
be like,
Okay.
yeah, it's very short, 10 minutes. Some people also just say, insight from my calls is they will think you ask them to watch it right now. So if they're being concerned like about maybe length or something, just be like, you don't have to watch it right now. Just make sure to watch it before showing up to the call. They'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I will.
I sometimes
Sound
say like in your free time. I mean, you can watch it, you can check it out in your free time. Yeah,
yes.
basically.
So I personally wouldn't say that because watch it in your free time. It sounds like it's not
It's not
necessary.
as important. Yeah. Okay.
It's not necessary. It is necessary. Or like I would say 80 plus, like 90% of the people that I close are the ones that have watched the video. So
Damn.
I even have a separate part. Yeah, dude, it actually made a big impact on my close rate. I actually have a part about this. So it is extremely important you watch this before the call. We're just not gonna have to waste time explaining basics. Again, the reason being, it's not I'm a salesperson. I want you to watch the video so that I sell you. It's we're literally saving time. You're not gonna have to like, we're not gonna have to go through all these like basic things that are covered in like a short video. Makes sense to them, makes sense to me, cool, works good. And then you insert this question right there. By the way, also too, like the way after you scheduled, I know you guys have had this when people kind of get like annoyed or like they try to get off the call because it feels like it's over, but
Yeah.
that's the main part of the call. The way you carry on the conversation is through these things. Like you're being confident, that's how it's supposed to be. You're worth respecting your words. So when you say, oh, and I actually have a video for you to learn more before our conversation, would you be able to watch it? It's something that they have to respect. It's not like, oh, I forgot, I need to say it because, oh, I'm so like I'm afraid you're gonna hop off, I need to say. No, it's like, oh shit, there is also a video that you need to watch before the call. Very simple, no emotion needed here, no like excitement. You're just saying that. Then, by the way, who else should I send this video to? It's phrased very specifically. And then you explain that like any partners that will be on the call, or is it just you in the picture? You already assume that they have to bring the partners on. So this question, if you say it clearly and, one time strong, it carries on a lot of information and it lands really good. Again, you just have to be very clear and strong on things. That's it. Um, so there is this, right? So it's really like the main point, honestly, the main point of this exact session here is to come back to this exact process after you pick the time and follow it to completion. what would another thing that would help is to listen up to those like old recordings of mine, right? Um, yeah. So overall, just dial in that last part, and pretty much exactly how it sounds in the script is a good way, because a lot of things are very reasoned. You can choose different words, but for example, with the computer, like, do you have some time at the computer? It's not quite obvious. For you guys, it's more like, okay, let's just choose the time, right? I thought about it already. I've been there. I tried to ask for a computer separately. Now I do both. Um, and finally, on that call with Alex Lee, you didn't get a tie down on like, is there any reason you won't be able to show up? Because he was kind of ending the call. He wasn't rude about it or anything. He was just like leading up to an end. And it was a very easy one for you to be like, cool, man. Yeah, just before I let you go, any reason you wouldn't be able to show up to the call at the computer? Just so I know in advance. You want to justify this shit out of your questions for the most part, because you only ask few of them. It's very easy to insert them. The one, saying before I let you go, very good one, because you're meaning to let them go already. Or one last thing before I let you go, something like this, right? Then they will tell you, no, I'm good. And you can be, yeah, if something does come up, just, can I ask to shoot Alex maybe a text or email back, because he's gonna message you like as soon as we hop off. Just propose a new time and day exactly, and we'll push it back. They'll say yes, okay, cool, bye. Doesn't take as much. It's very, like, rarely is someone gonna actually hang up or something. And if they do, you likely messed something up they didn't enjoy talking to, they didn't want to talk to you anymore, or they're like crazy busy.
Crazy bitches.
Crazy bitches, crazy busy. Yeah. Uh, Next call. Shit, I have this fucking sales call in like half hour. I want to make sure we're done here. So the other call was with Lesvin Gonzalez. Same thing. Like at the very beginning, he asks what in the beginning. You just gotta practice on making it clear.
Mhm.
Uh, and by being clear, you don't need excited tonality. You don't need to be like, oh, hey, Lesvin, this is Lee. No, it's like, hey, Lesvin. Hey, Lesbian, this is Lee. Like, there's nothing, like, you've done it thousands of times. You're a professional. You literally reach out to them because they asked for more information. They're the ones that need help. There's nothing excited about it. If anyone should be excited, it's them. So, just for your own kind of like mindset thing. Um, Same thing in the frame. You say, so frame consists of two parts. Number one, hey, before I get into it, do you mind if I ask you a few questions to make sure we can help you out? Number two, if everything checks out, I'll give you the full rundown on who we are, blah, blah, blah. After the first part, for some reason, you just stop and wait. I assume you wait for them to tell you yes, because you thought it's like good when you start going into questions. However, you need to say that for those reasons I explained earlier,
Yeah.
that's what they're here for. They're
Mhm.
not here for your question. Um, and yeah, at the end, again, when you were explaining, so you see things are repetitive, call to call. So it's very good because you have literally few select things to work on. After you improve them, people will talk to you so much smoother.
Okay.
So yeah, when you explain what we're doing, people might just get bored, or maybe it's difficult for them to like listen and actually process things. Like this guy, you're explaining pricing to him, and he still asked you how much is the program after you guys like picked the time or something. He either wasn't involved and was just like, oh man, just give me the price, or maybe the script wasn't enough for him, which can be the case. This is not quite your problem. Some people are just this way, but
Mhm.
for the most part, it's you making slight pauses at the end of each logical part, which, as I explained, first one, picking the time, then saying that, yeah, I'm gonna send you the Zoom link. Then, oh, there's also gonna be a video. Can you watch it? Cool, very important you watch this. By the way, who else should I send this video to? Like anyone else who will be on the call, or is it just you in the picture? Boom, this part. Went through it, then the tie down on like, okay, so any reason you won't be able to make it at the computer, just so I know in advance, right? Because it takes us time to prepare, or like guilt trip them, whatever. Um, Yeah. And when you were scheduling Lesman, dude, you literally suggested him weekend yourself. Like he gave you no two times. on like some day and then like early morning on some other day, you shouldn't do that. Like we don't schedule on weekends unless
Hmm.
again, I'm ready to take a call on the weekend, but you schedule on the weekends unless it's like you don't schedule on the weekends unless it's like you tried everything, it's the only chance left and they're asking you for the weekend specifically. Lead them through the booking, right? Suggest days like, okay, do you have some time at the computer like today or perhaps the day after? Like later today or the day after? They'll say, nah, today is not good. Nah, man, this week is not good. Or you're saying, hey, I have Thursday morning. So I view it as so scheduling, and Matt, listen up, might be helpful for you too. I know you guys have my calendar link that's fucked up and I'm gonna fix it, but I look at
Yeah, bro. When are you gonna fix it, bro?
I'm going to fix it soon today. There are
Thank you.
yes, you don't have to be so energetic about it. I will do it. There are days, there are times, and then there is exact time. What I mean, days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Times, morning, afternoon, noon, evening, whatever. And then exact time is when you schedule.
Hmm.
I typically start with layers because it's very hard. If you start being like Thursday 10 a.m., can you do it? No. Friday 12:30, can you do it? No. Oh fuck, I have to like do something. I already fucked up. I got two no's. That's pretty bad. Like you don't want to be just like shooting times and being unsuccessful. So I say, do you have some time at the computer later today or perhaps tomorrow? Days. They will say yes or they will say no. If they say yes, cool. Moving on to the exact time. Like, okay, what time? And being like kind of curious about it because you don't want to be like pressing. You want to be like, or they tell you no. Okay, no problem. Well, let me see. I have some other openings. What day would work better?
I've
They'll give
never
you the
got that
day.
objection before. Like
Okay. Well,
I just tell them like can we do like Thursday at 12 or Friday at 1, for example? And if they can't do both, they're just gonna suggest me a time and I'll check if it's available, then I'll book it in.
yes, that's great. So I'm explaining the framework that I do. And for example, in Lee's case, it's going to be super helpful for him. If you have not had problems with it, that's great. Um, so once again, I ask the day. If they say no to tomorrow or the day after, I say, okay, what day would work better? They'll give me a Friday. Okay, Friday, what time you're thinking? Or maybe you can suggest like Friday, I have anything from like 10 all the way to like 2 o'clock, whatever, like 10 or maybe 12 p.m. Like, would that work? Kind of thing. That's how you do it. Like if I don't get these situations when I give them like a few times, they say no, I always find the time. And I don't suggest weekends. So just follow that, it'll be much easier.
Okay.
Um, I'm done with exact feedbacks for the call. So biggest thing, come back to the last part of the script, dial in the process exactly how it is there, follow it, and like maybe practice, not maybe, actually practice the opener in being like more clear. Because that's like honestly what sets up your whole success for the call, right? Um, and the whole point here to make every call like as similar as possible to each other, because that's what's gonna help you, change and like implement improvements like for down the line.
Yeah.
And then yeah, just like implement that last part I talked about scheduling. Start asking with the day. If they say Friday afternoon, afternoon can fucking mean so many hours. Okay, Friday afternoon works. What time you're thinking? They'll give you exact hour. Boom, you got it, right? Um, and another quick thing, do not pitch the video before you choose the time, like ever. I haven't seen many cases you do that. It's just I think I heard it like on one of them, but what I've been always getting is like just send me the video, I'll think about it, I'll reach out if I
Oh,
want to schedule. So you
Okay.
always, always, always pick the time. So you did qualifications, you pitched them because this is your mini pitch on the call. Then you're like, okay, sometime at the computer, boom, and then you sell the video because the video is for the sales call. It's not for them to like decide. They already are committed for the sales call. Mm, that's that's all for you, Lee. If you want to role play, I would suggest to do it like later one-on-one because now I want to switch to Matt and like give feedback there. Overall, again, opener is gonna smooth out a lot of your conversations. You're gonna be able to book more because you're gonna engage in more talks. And
Mm-hmm.
then booking is gonna affect the show rate. Just literally come back and like maybe simplify some of the things that you've been doing. That'll help a lot.
Okay. Nah, I got it. I wrote everything down. Don't worry about it.
Awesome, awesome, man. Now, Matt, you're here.
Yo,
I was also looking at my notes. Also, too, so from the old recordings, saying, you asked me to ring you back. You guys both did really great job on removing it. All the comments that I had like from the past are implemented. I'm really happy about it because like implementation and controlling it is the best fucking skill you can ever have for your own business. Like, dude, really. Both of you guys, but I just wanted to note that. So that guy, AFGH handyman you scheduled, he actually canceled
yeah,
when
I
I watched the
saw that.
video. Yeah, happens, that's fine. Whenever you meet so the way I give feedback is from some specific calls, specific things that I hear, and then I do those big points that we're gonna work on. Just want to
I
clarify.
think it was because he was doing like 5 jobs a month. Maybe he's
Dude,
just broke for it.
if you meet someone who's a flake, just works referrals, they don't really do business, they're just like a handyman. They're
Okay.
just employee of their
Yeah.
own company. Like they don't have a goal, you rarely can get anything from them. It's either, so there are two ways. Number one is there is always a question. So I mean, it sounds like you guys are doing fairly well. And I know you said it's been kind of slowing down, but just so I don't assume anything, what is it that kind of had you look into some additional source of business at all? And they'll give you, oh man, it got so much slower, I need to do something, right? That's your best shot. And this question doesn't have to sound exactly like this. The concept of it here is being like, but you guys, I mean, you're doing pretty good, right? Then some justification, like just to make sure I'm clear on everything. Why do you even like try to get more? Why, right? Because it sounds like everything is perfect. You've been like working on referrals, you don't need to do anything for business. Um, some people will just not like they're just not business people. So okay, cool. I mean, we can only do so much here. But if they will start giving you stuff, you can frame the conversation around this problem. Right? So what you did is asked, so I'm guessing you guys can take on way more jobs, right? And of course he told you yes. This question can be okay, but I want to explain in this situation what happened is dude isn't in a business. Like his mindset is not business directed.
Okay.
For him taking on more jobs means the same thing, like getting them for free magically, just people coming to him, you have to do nothing. It should be framed, and well, actually every conversation should be framed like this. It's just easier to do it with business oriented people. But it should be framed as there is a problem with your business, it's too slow, and you need to take active action yourself to fix that. Old thing is not going to work anymore. You have to do something about it. You don't say these things, it's the concept, it's what's in the air, what kind of questions you should be asking, right? Because of course he wants more jobs, but he doesn't want to do anything for it, just like he always have been.
So should I book him in the first place?
No, I wouldn't say so. We're taking our shots. Like I book as long as as long as they have money, as long as they have the need, because then when if he was to show up, it's my job already, right? I can't blame you for setting him because he has a need, he has the money, so it's my job. And I would do the exact same thing that I explained to you. So sales call is basically extended version of this intro call. It's the same frame, qualification, pitch, and then of course, like there is a close, you close for the meeting, I close for the money. I'm not saying you have to like go deep or like whatever. It's just like in order for him to feel the need to talk to us, he needs to understand that he needs to take action. It's not going to be the same.
So I should hit his pain points of like growing his business.
Yes, the way you do this is exactly instead of so you guys can take on more, anyone can fucking take on more. Is okay, so just so I don't assume anything, like everything seems to be okay. I know you said it's slowing down, but what is it that had you look into some additional source of business? Or
Okay.
what do you feel is well, that's more of like a sales call question, but what do you feel is preventing you guys from just closing more right now? And he'll say, oh, the market is bad, right? There you can work with it. Okay, but do you know any contractors that are closing more than you guys in the area, right? He'll say, oh yeah, but there are those big companies, they have money. No, I mean the ones that are like similar to you guys, like, do you know someone who closes more? Yes. Okay, well, what do you think they were doing differently? Oh, I know they're like doing some marketing. Okay, so I mean, would it be fair to say that this is not necessarily the market is bad? It's more so the market is shifting. And when the market is shifting, your marketing strategy isn't adjusting to it, and you have to actually like work on it yourself. Is that
Yeah,
Am I
got it.
talking it right? He'll likely say yes because it's already actually leading him through stuff.
Just highlight the pain points.
That's how you work through this, like people that are thinking, oh, it's the market bet. I'm doing perfect. I get 100% of the market. It's just market is bet. Like that's just retarded. And yeah, with this guy exactly, you didn't say pricing to him, right? It's not a huge problem, but might be another thing that will attract them. Because when you pitch retainers, you don't go into pricing, right? Well, you still can be like it is custom, blah blah blah, but like with performance, it's like most of the times it's actually like a good selling point also. It's like the offer sells itself. But question to you, any special reason that you weren't saying the prices to like multiple people? Maybe you get people that are just like starting to focus on the price and like or something like this, or you just kind
Oh,
of
why I skipped the pricing?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just to speed up things a little bit, if I just feel like they have concerns over any pricing or whatever, I
Mhm.
just say it. But most of the time, I just skip it because I feel like there's no need to say it at all.
I see. So I say just to make this last part a little meatier because the reason they are getting annoyed and they're getting impatient is different. I'm gonna explain what is it. I say bring that back. You don't want to talk about it too much. If anything, you always push it back to like, partner is gonna explain to you, I don't have a quote for you right here. We just spoke for like 5 minutes, man. We need to do analysis through the area, all that stuff. But like, don't worry, we're gonna get to it as quick as possible.
Is that like pricing thing actually true, or is it just like
Oh
we
yeah, man. Like
something say?
we sell performance, like pay per appointment. Like there is a setup fee that, like I told you guys, I'm closing right now. It's like
Yeah,
one.
is the setup fee like different?
Say what?
Is the setup fee different for everyone?
Um, well, whenever I jump on with someone who's really big, I can pitch them more, like 1,500, 2K, whatever. For the most,
Okay.
look, my priority is to get cash. I don't want to be working with just anyone. But like the two guys that were launching, the one, oh, Lee, by the way, I got the cash in my bank account. So let's connect maybe later today. I'm gonna send you the money.
Let's go.
Those guys, yeah, bro, like the first payout. Those guys, I closed them for a split. 500 up front, 500 in a month if they continue. I'd rather get 500 bucks and pay you guys than get nothing because I'm already spending time for the sales call. You already said it. So that's my thinking. However, it's 1,000 up front. Plus, right now, literally before this training sesh here, I was talking to a guy who crazy sales guy. Like my God, like all the people that I know in my like so there is Levi coaching group. All the people that like he himself has scaled his agency to like 50K a month with his coaching, and I'm about to like pay him 4,500 for this as well. I'm gonna do it like later today actually.
Yeah.
So
Ups.
we're gonna have our sales improved as well quite a bit. Um, so yeah, with the price, feel free to bring that back up. If you feel like again, it's not gonna allow you to set the meeting, don't. But I'm gonna explain what is it that's gonna make them feel more relaxed. Yeah, this guy canceled because of the video. It happens sometimes, especially with those people that don't invest in their business. That's totally fine. It's not absolutely not your fault. If you were to talk about, okay, but is the video really good? Yes, because people like actually give me good feedback on this. The ones that I close, the ones that I don't, fuck it. I didn't even jump on the sales call with him. It probably would have been a disaster. Maybe not. That's fine. Um, cool. So one last call. Actually, too, before I get into those like global things to improve, especially with that last part. So Jarvis, great job on the phone with him. So I literally, so this is what I wrote down to myself. I'm gonna drop it in general chat.
I want to read it.
Yeah, bro,
I
that's
want to read it. Okay,
fucking
let's see it.
great. No, man, for real. Like, I swear, this is so
I
good. Like,
was just smooth with it, bro. I was smooth.
exactly, dude. You remember that call?
Like if I hear it, I'll definitely remember it, but not right
Sure,
now.
sure. So with him at the end, you didn't give him like a tie down for if there's any reason he won't be able to show up. Just skipped it.
Okay.
Again, this part of the call is the most important. Like that's it. On my calls, I literally spend half of the call on this. You're doing good job on connecting with them, opening up. I see people are clear and everything. There is no problem with this. They answer your
Yeah.
questions. But then once you're in, you just like have to follow this process and you do it a little bit too loosely. And that's what happens. That's why people no show, they might not understand quite
Yeah.
what's going on. it has to be dialed in at the end of the day. So one thing we're talking about is about people getting kind of like annoyed or mad at the end part is when you talk. So what I noticed is you go nonstop. You literally, so if I go back to the script, all the way from perfect, that all actually sounds good, you go nonstop. Like, let me just gather the notes, blah, 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 just business working in the area, a bit more about what we actually do. So we specialize on platforms. From there, we just make sure those opportunities are exclusive to you. Make sense? Or like you're starting to book them in. Big thing, make a little pause. Separate it in the parts. So the first part is about game plan. Cool, all sounds good. Let me gather the notes. And again, you don't have to say it word for word. I'm explaining the mini framework within this close. Is what's going to happen next? Let me gather the notes. My partner will put together a game plan for you. Oh, pause. Oh, and while I have you here, just a bit more about what we actually do, because it makes sense. We're assuming they want to hear about it, even if they don't. So we specialize in multiple platforms, find the best one that's working in the area to get you XYZ jobs that they mentioned. Um, little pause. From there, I think the email mentioned that too. We just make sure that those are exclusive to you and that they're within your service area. Obviously, wouldn't want you guys to like go out, for too far. Does that all kind of make sense so far? Yes. You see, I didn't make it longer. I didn't make it more complicated. I literally it becomes strong when you say it clearly, you say it one time, and it's enough. You said the part about the game plan. That's what's gonna happen next. Oh, and yeah, while I have you here, a bit more about what we do, give the rundown on the process. This all makes sense so far? Right. Also, in regard to pricing, we work based on performance. You can imagine it is custom. That's why we have like a guarantee of appointments a month. But bottom line, you would only have to take care of the advertising budget, and then we figure out the back end later on, depending on what the math is looking. Cool. I mean, look, usually what we do from here is just schedule a Zoom video conversation, just kind of keeping it more old school to have this face to face. So you see, as I said, I insert a lot of pauses. You can re-listen my recordings from that like welcome or like playbook or whatever. I say it almost the exact same way every time. And again, you don't have to do this, right? It's just for me, it's easier. But the reason it becomes stronger and the reason why people don't get mad is because they simply understand, they hear me. If you just go nonstop, dude, if they get distracted for 1 second and come back, you just nonstop talk and they are lost. Like it's hard to listen to such stuff, right? So big thing
So what do you suggest?
is is to break down this part like after you start to talk is to break it down into those small things. So first one, the game plan. Second one, it's more of a bigger one, but you still make pauses in between, is about what we do. So platforms, finding the best one. Cool, little pause. From there, we just make sure that those are going to be exclusive to you and they're within your service area, all that. Does that make sense? Cool. You can even skip the price, right? But you need to like make sure that they're clear, everything is fine because it's their feedback what matters. It's not like you have to ramble through it and then book them in. It's you're like, okay, so I said that, I was meaning to say that. I do it, again, very distinguished. You say it in a distinguished way. Like literally highlight the parts when you read, when you speak, you have to highlight the parts so that people can process things. So
So
bigger
what
thing,
do you mean? What do you mean making into parts so I can make even bigger pauses or something
you don't
between
make
them?
pauses. Like you just go. That's what I heard, right? So you go, perfect. That all actually sounds good. Well, maybe we can actually listen to one of it if we have time. Yeah, we have. Let me pull that up right now. Again, nothing like it simply happens, but like that's what's gonna have people actually like listen to you. Let's see, for example, Jarvis. Yeah.
Hello,
You guys hear that?
working in the
Yeah.
area and it was good. Let me just months. So how many jobs do you guys 3 to 5 more basically? Okay. My partner Alex put together like a simple personalized game plan for you. Like just based on what's working in their area and to shorten it up a bit more about what we actually do. since we specialize in multiple platforms like Google, YouTube.
So right away, even already there, it's like, damn.
Yeah, I hear that.
Already,
Yeah.
and you have the reason it feels long and hard for you is because you're like you're trying to fit this in a quick part, but you have all this stuff here. It feels like impossible. You don't have to. Like it's
Yeah.
normal for you. They talked, you can talk, right? So instead of being like, yeah, just based on what's working in the area and just to shorten it a bit more about what we actually do. No. Uh, yeah, we'll put together a simple personalized game plan based on what's working in the area right now. Yeah, and while I have you here, a bit more about what we actually do. Like I have these three dots here for a reason for myself. Make a pause, because if I don't write it for myself, I'll keep rambling.
Oh,
I'm like, and while I have you here, a bit more about what we actually do. So since we specialize in multiple platforms like Google, YouTube, even Meta, and other pause, we just find the best platform actively working in the area to bring it becomes very separated, very maybe I'm not 100%, like easy to listen, but like I don't have problems with people at the end of the call, right? So if we keep listening, you just go like all the way here. Again, like maybe pricing, yeah, if you skipped, you go all the way. And then this becomes like, and it's a common thing, especially like with maybe more people that haven't learned that, is they treat this as some like additional thing that's like
optional.
you need to fit it in at the end. Like when you switch this perspective to like that's what you say, that's a part of the call, and it's actually the most important part of the call. It
Okay.
becomes different. You don't try to fit it in anymore. You literally ask them some questions. Okay, cool. Now let me give you the rundown. Everything makes sense? Okay, cool. Let's move forward. So usually what we do from here is schedule a Zoom video conversation. Would that make sense to do that? Yes. Okay, let's move forward. So they are literally the ones asking you to book them in with this exact setup. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
So like instead of this paradigm of like I'm a salesperson, I'm trying to set them, it's more of like, yeah, sure, I'm calling them, sure, it's my job, but like at the end of the day, they're the ones that need help. I'm asking questions that serve them, and like I'm helping them by this. Even if sometimes you have to do something like, push them or like something, whatever, sales, because we all said they need to, at the end of the day, we're trying to set them here. So overall, again, the biggest thing is to come back to follow the exact process that's in the script with the pricing 50-50. I'm not 100% like you fucking have to say that. I don't believe that it's the most important thing is getting the tie
Which part
down.
though?
Pricing.
Which part? Oh, okay.
I'm getting tie downs. Very important to be super clear. One last thing before I let you go, man, it takes us some time to prepare. So, like, can I ask if something does come up and you can't make it at the computer? How do you want to let us know that you need to reschedule? Alex is gonna email you and text you at the same time, right? This very important about the video. I have it in the script in this exact order for a reason. Okay, would that make sense to do that? Pick the time, went through these layers, day, time, pick the exact time slot. Sweet. I'm gonna send you the Zoom link with the calendar invite. Oh, and I actually have a video for you to learn more before our conversation. Would you be able to watch it? Then moving like smoothly into the partners with this. It's like the the moment it becomes a good like call is when it's a seamless process. It's like it's not like you're, oh, do you have partners? Oh, is there any reason you won't be able to show up? Can I have your word on this? All these like beginners MMA fucking videos. Like it's retarded. Good call is when a person is talking to you. It's like, sure, you're leading them through something, but that's your job here. You're a leader. Like at this point within this mini sales call, you're the one who's leading them because you know what's the best process for them. You know what I mean? Because some people will think that they just need to know the price when it's not entirely true. Really, you can know the price for like, you know, Bugatti, and then you can know the price of like a fucking, I don't know what you got there. Do you have Ladas at all in Macedonia? Lada.
A what?
This
A
fucking
Vlada?
Russian.
Lada.
Yeah,
Like a
Lada.
parliament or something? Are you talking about
No, no, no. Lada
like
is this like car brand.
The Justin Tate car.
Nah, never heard of that.
Anyway, so some cheap ass, like some, fucking old ass Mercedes for like $1,000 on the like aftermarket. And what are they gonna necessarily want that Mercedes for $1,000 because it's cheaper? Like that's stupid. Um, And again, you realize that over time. So break it down to mentally in parts. You can rewatch this call because here I broke it down as far as how I do it. If you don't want to rewatch the whole hour of yapping, go back to my call recordings, remembering my words, and see how I separated where I pause. At the beginning, what I used to do is I used to copy exact tonality. I used to copy exact pauses. Like if someone is saying I'm gonna say there too. So it's like if it's like we'll
Just
put
copy them.
like it's not optimal, but that's what I did because I didn't know any better. Like guys, I learned to speak English. Some people were telling me like if you can't say this word, just like change it to something. I was saying locally, so local. I was saying is it as luckily, which is luck. I didn't know. And they pointed out to me, they were like, just change it in the script. Like, you don't need to say this exact thing. I was like, dude, I didn't know. Like, I'm just gonna change it. I'm learning, so just that was my point. That was why I was doing that. So
How
come
do
back
you
to
think
that.
I
Like,
booked Carlos? I just matched his energy.
say what?
How do you think I booked Carlos? I just matched his energy.
Car who?
Carlos.
Carlos, this guy. Bro, this fucking guy.
What happened, bro?
He no showed on us. He like wasted an hour of our time, then emailed him, texted him, he opened all the emails. So he didn't open them for a long time. He broke his word. He didn't pay, obviously. Not obviously though. One guy, I have two guys. Well, both of them had to get off. One of them paid, the other one didn't. Just happens. Again, if you'll watch the sales call, you'll see that I went to completion. I believe like I did everything I needed. If he literally lied to me this way, then it's on him. It's kind of retarded. Like, just say no, bro. I'm fine. Maybe he's not an educated buyer. He thought he had to like sign an agreement with me or whatever. I don't know. Um,
Is there like the agreement anything meaningful when you sign
Not
it or
really.
what?
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
So Parker Jackson, recent no-show. One last note here because I'm gonna have to go to the sales call. Uh, Same thing, getting a little bit overcomplicated when talking about the video or like other things. Maybe partly because you're like, freestyling it as well, which is a good thing, but it's like, for example, now I freestyle sometimes because I already know fucking exactly what I need to do there, right? It can happen that you start like over explaining the video or something. Um, Literally coming back to maybe reading what I wrote and not looking at it when you pitch necessarily, but just knowing that you just have to say, by the way, I have a video for you to learn more before the conversation, gonna give you more context, not gonna have to waste time explaining basics. Those are the bullet points. Cool. Would you be able to watch it? Cool. Who else should I send this video to? Very simple, very like um it should be meaningful, informative, yet short and sweet. That's how you get people to actually listen to you. That's how they understand what's going to happen, and it's less work for you too. Because like if you were to like talk for too much, like dude, I had times when I was like with realtors, I was pitching them all the time in the beginning, like saying this close part, like a bit more about what I actually do, but in the beginning, dude, I was like when I removed it, I was like, fuck, I can just not do this chunk of work. I can just book them in. That's it. Right? So with contractors, it's harder, but you have to give them something because they're like more of like business people. They are more familiar with this. But like, you don't want to do more work if you can do less work for a better result. That's called leverage.
How do we do leverage? Is there anything I can fix?
Yeah,
Yo.
what I said about making the pauses, making it more
Yeah,
distinguished and
yeah, accept
simple.
that.
And like, your biggest thing is just literally coming back to the exact script, exact process. Maybe listen, because you're already there. You're already booking meetings. A bunch of them no shows, sure, but there will be shows regardless. However, if you with this knowledge, because when we started, you didn't have this knowledge. Now you already know what it feels like, what it is.
Yeah.
If you just come back, read the script, even maybe say it exactly word for word to yourself or whatever, and then maybe listen to my call recording specifically, and then you go back and start doing this again, you'll be like, oh, okay, so that's what I need to adjust. That's what I need to change because you already know 80% of this. It's literally like, okay, maybe I need to do the tie down. I need to ask about the computer time, like if they're gonna be able to make it at the computer or not. That's it. Like you see yourself, like you're booking meetings, like
Yeah.
stably. So it's all
Like
there.
fucking crazy.
It's literally about like dialing it in like fully. So
So just grow
that
pain points on those like who have like a slow business and make pauses and like
that
the
that feedback was very specific to that guy who's like referrals.
yeah. And
Like
make
the reason they
make
no show is
pauses.
because they either get bored of you talking because you just go nonstop and it's not distinguished enough.
Yeah.
And you don't get any tie downs. You're not, maybe like they're not clear enough on this because we can't get hold of them. Although too, again, sometimes shit just happens. For example, one thing that we talked about is so when Lee said at the opener, fuck, it's getting darker. So Lee said at the opener when they asked me about email, like they don't remember the email. That's one thing. Another thing is when they're like, wait, what? Who are you? Like they didn't understand what you said. You know what I mean? Like that's two different things. Same song and dance with no shows. If you set people and they cancel with you, just a lot of people just like cancel, they actually message you, they cancel. There is a problem, certain problem. If set people and they just ignore you, it's a different problem. If you set people and they constantly reschedule, it's a different problem. Now what happens for the most part? People do come back because they get fucking text and emails, but like a lot of them just like are dead. They're just ignoring deadly, which might mean that they either like got busy, really something changed, or well, honestly, that's the biggest one I can think of because, bro, texts, calling from different numbers, emails, even if they don't see emails, like you have to get through to them, but we still sometimes don't. So this kind of thing, you can't really do anything about it. Like it's just gonna be next week when everyone is gonna be showing up. Like you just gotta wait it out.